everybody, welcome back. Someone asked Reddit, what was the worst thing that happened at your wedding? Let's find out. Mine's actually funny. I would say it was the worst thing that happened, but it really wasn't that bad. We got married in a big open field under an apple tree. My uncle walked me down the aisle and we started from pretty far away, so there was a lot of open field before coming to the aisle and where the seats were. We start walking and I suddenly realized that there are crickets everywhere in the grass, and the motion of my skirt on the grass is making them jump right onto it. I had several layers of English net, and so I had some in between the layers crawling up toward my bodice. Thankfully, I had a waist seam, so they couldn't get past that point. I had probably close to 20 in my train and ended up with one in my hair as well. My uncle and I were just trying not to crack up. He just kept saying, just keep walking, it's fine, as I was shaking my skirt trying to walk at the same time. My bridesmaids spent a few minutes getting the crickets out of my skirt once we got down the aisle, and everyone was laughing, including me and my husband. They say crickets are good luck, so that's a plus. Married 2 years this August. Oh, I love that for you. Very cute. Crickets don't bite, right? You know, I'm not a cricket expert, even though I have really shitty jokes. That one wasn't actually that bad. Not that bad, Charlotte. Good job. You could do better. Look at you and your small mouth. Small mouth. Small mouth. Hey! He does have a small mouth. Look at how small his mouth is. So small. Small. Too small. Oh boy. Had a small wedding in the Colorado Rockies. This one couple did all of the blow. Brought their 7-month-old without asking. Drove from Texas and expected to stay with us in our home at Denver before traveling to the mountains, about 1.5 hours away. They did stay with us. Husband is too nice. They criticized our house. Too small, walls paper thin. These beggars are out here thinking they can choose. Thought they could do the wedding in a day trip from our house. Did not buy a hotel room. My parents had an extra one that the guys were getting ready in and gave it to them. Stanley Hotel, $800. They didn't offer to pay or say thanks. They actually asked my dad for his credit card for incidentals. Oh my gosh. The woman wore white to the wedding. Man forgot to buy groomsman vest. He had to go to the mall a day before to improvise. Baby cried during service and wedding coordinator had to escort them out. Rented a cabin for the weekend for the wedding party. Lots of partying and drinking. They brought the baby without asking us and then got mad / turned off the lights when we were too loud. We paid for it, by the way, about $400 a person. Man kept knocking on our door on our wedding night, asking if we saw his keys.
I'm sorry, can't you see we're busy? We're busy.
They didn't buy us a gift. Shut up. They didn't buy you a gift?
No.
Oh, and I found out later that the man's mom offered to fly to Colorado from Texas to babysit the baby while they were at the wedding / cabin, and they declined. All of this was like one couple. My sister took my wedding cabin because she refused to stay at my house with the other guests and then announced her pregnancy at my wedding. 12 years later, and my husband is still bitter about it. Fair. Absolutely fair. That's that whole like sister doesn't want to be outshined type thing. It's literally one day that's not about you. A squirrel started eating the cake before the wedding even started. Hey, at least someone's eating the cake, am I right? DJ texted sometime during our vows that he wasn't showing up. A lot of other things went wrong, including a flash flood, hubby's car breaking down, my car keys getting somehow deadbolted, locked inside of a hotel room that no one else was in. I still don't understand how that happened. I had a little breakdown right before the reception because I thought I wasn't gonna get my first dance without a DJ. My husband and maid of honor wiped my tears and we headed into the reception to find out our friends DJing the reception collectively. Ended up being really special and sweet. Oh, that's so lovely. 8 years later, and we joke we all got our bad luck out of the way that day. Smooth sailing since. You know what they say? Wedding, great marriage. That's not what they say. Just trying to make you feel better. Realizing I don't love him as we danced our first dance. Stop it! No. You don't think you could have figured that out before you had your first dance? Katiba! Figure your crap out, all right? Figure it out. Caterer tried to poison my flower girl and ring bearer with almonds on the hors d'oeuvres platters. I said no tree nuts anywhere due to their allergies. She didn't care. Thankfully, their mother was smart enough to keep them away. Then, same caterer puts raspberries in my wedding cake. I'm allergic to raspberries. Cake was supposed to be blueberry and lemon, so she took it upon herself to add raspberries to the berry compote. So, I went into anaphylactic shock at my reception. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I am like blown away. Isn't that what like food services pride themselves on? They always ask you what are the allergies? Like that's kind of dangerous, no? Nevertheless, the caterer still ruined my wedding reception. I was out of commission for 5 hours that night, missed everything. Pictures ruined. It took 3 days for the swelling to go down on my face and throat. Only reason I'm still alive to tell the tale is because I had the relatives present who are doctors and were able to save me. Bruh, I hope you sued. I hope you sued. I'll sue for you. The reception was held in a remote location in Vermont, too far away from a hospital, so if it hadn't been for my family and their kids' EpiPens, which they almost needed because of that same caterer's carelessness with the appetizers, I wouldn't have survived my own wedding reception. Unacceptable. I really hope you sued. Allergies are no joke, guys. We had a huge Italian-style dessert bar served after the cake. I was busy dancing, talking, and having fun to make it over to the desserts. My mom asked me if I wanted anything and she would make a to-go box. I say yes, cheesecake. That's all. Just cheesecake. It's my fave. Shortly after, my mom tells me it's all gone. My cousin comes to tell me goodbye holding a dessert box. Are you guys Italian or did you just have an Italian-style dessert bar? Because if you were Italian... it doesn't surprise me. We chat. She tells me how much fun she had, how great the food was, and then says the cheesecake was amazing. You should get some. She opens the box to show me 4 slices of cheesecake along with a ton of other desserts. I asked her if I could please have 1 slice. She said, no, it's mine. Should have gotten to it quicker. I begged her and explained it's my favorite dessert. She still said no and promptly left? Ma che cazzo fai, huh? Are you for real? That's not yours. You didn't pay for it. Again, not surprised if this was an Italian wedding. Give Italians a buffet and it literally won't resemble a buffet anymore. They will take all of it. They will take Tupperware containers to the buffet. I don't know if that's every other culture, but I think that my mom once told me that this airline called Alitalia, Italians would go on this airline and like raid the stewardesses like liquor cabinets and like take everything. And I can say this because I'm Italian, all right? Half, but enough. Nobody showed up at my wedding. Me and my husband invited over 50 people and a lot of them said they would be there. Besides the party and family, only 3 friends showed up and everyone left right after the cake was cut. This is not okay. That's not okay. I think a general rule of thumb is if you tell someone that you're gonna show up to a wedding or like, you know, just like a big event, if you RSVP and you say that you're going, to not show up, not give a reason is like, My tall, attractive, athletic first husband was a ballroom dancer. So our first dance at the reception was going to rock. Right? I thought I was having fun at the time, but a friend remarked years later that we looked terrible. He just looked like he was showing off and it was clear I couldn't keep up. He didn't care at all about slowing down and making us look like a couple. New fear unlocked. It became a metaphor for our failed 10-year marriage. He only ever cared about his stuff and was constantly inconsiderate of me. My second husband is an awkward, nerdy guy, 2.5 inches shorter than me, but we took dance lessons together, looked good at our wedding, and had fun. That's what's up. 2 bees flew into my wedding gown as my dad, myself, and my attendants walked across the ground of the venue to the ceremony area. I screamed and immediately began pulling up the bottom of my dress as the bee stung me. No, one on my butt and the other in a more delicate area. Bruh. Okay, I stand corrected. This is the new fear unlocked in this video. So there I was with the bottom of my dress pulled over my head with my dad and attendants furiously looking for the culprits. To my horror, I realized the 3 photographers, which were snapping photos as we walked, kept taking pictures. Excuse me. Although one did lay his camera down to try and help, which wasn't great either. I think it goes without saying that if you continue taking pictures during something like this is not something that they would want to remember. Let's keep it as like a mental picture and not like a physical copy. You know what I'm saying? Everything got sorted, but I walked down the aisle and got married with half my butt and the other area burning and hurting. I sat on ice packs between dances at the reception. Sure enough, when we got our wedding photos back for review, there were 5 photos of the whole wild scenario. I mean, it's a little funny. It's a little funny, but it's not. I highly doubt that she'll forget that. I don't think a photo is necessary. And what's more is put the camera down and try to help out. My husband's father's new wife, who my husband was not close with, who we both had met once, showed up in the exact same dress as my bridesmaids. The one conversation I had with her, I told her what they were wearing, so it was very intentional. Oh, that's super weird. Maybe she just wanted to be included? She also showed up with my husband's mom's fur coat on top of it, and then tried to walk in with the wedding party. I swore she was gonna get jumped by my grandmother-in-law, as she should. Absolutely bizarre. Maybe she thought she was showing that she wanted to be a part of the family. I don't know. Just shut up, Charlotte. Stop making excuses for crazy people. Mother-in-law shared the news before we could. Shut the front door. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We eloped and didn't tell anyone until 30 minutes before. We only told immediate family right before with very clear directions not to share with anyone. We got married in the evening, turned our phones off, and in the morning woke up to messages from all of the in-laws. We originally planned to do a social post within a couple days, but because she shared our news, we opted not to at all. My family waited until I gave the go-ahead to share it with others, to the point that my little sister told me that my dad was having a really hard time not sharing it with his brother / my uncle, but he knew it wasn't his news to share, so he didn't. Wow, it's amazing that some people can grasp that concept. At least we know who gets any other big news last now. All because you needed a friggin' post on Facebook to share with your knitting club? Really? With your 5 followers? I hope it was worth it. Subscribe!